Welcome to this 16 News Now update. I'm Melissa Stevens.
And I'm George Mallet. First Alert meteorologist Matt Engelbrecht will have your forecast coming up in just a moment. But first, let's get a check on today's local stories.
Yeah, severe weather hit southwest Michigan this morning.
The National Weather Service issued a tornado warning for both St. Joseph and Cass counties, but it remains unclear if this morning's storm was a tornado.
Now take a look at this significant damage on the north side of Three Rivers. As you can see, homes and other structures sustaining structural damage. Now, there are no reports of injuries at this time.
The high winds knocked out power to as many as 2,300 homes served by Midwest Energy. That provider is working to restore power to all its customers. We talked to Three Rivers residents after the storm tore through.
This is my son-in-law's property, and this is a barn that he got taken down. It's just lucky he didn't have more of his farm equipment in here.
And we encourage you to stick with WNDU, both on air and online, as we continue to follow the aftermath of this recent severe weather.
Yeah, but we want to, of course, keep you updated on that.
Yep. Let's check things out with Matt Engelbrecht and see what's happening over there.
Yeah, overall, not expecting scenes like that to play out for the rest of the night tonight. A very isolated incident with that tornado warning being issued. And you'll see why we're first alerting you to very low thunderstorm activity and also low humidity. Something we've been first alerting you to since last week is on the other side of our Tuesday. We're going to stay muggy for the first part of the day on Wednesday, but I think by the middle part of the afternoon, start to feel that cooler, drier air come in for the second half of the day. So by Thursday and Friday, we're down in the nice, if not humid category. The difference between Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, besides the humidity, are the actual temperatures. It's not cool temperatures and high humidity, it's cool temperatures and low humidity Wednesday and also through the weekend. Now the heat will try to build back in, but I'm not talking about 88, 89, or 90 degrees, or rather more of the mid 80s this time next week. So the rest of the night looks something like this, tracking that cold front where that clearing line is located, done with the showers and thunderstorms by 8 o'clock, and then we'll start to bring in that north to northwest wind, which again is going to usher in that cooler air mass. You can see how temperatures really reflect not only the clear skies, but those cooler temperatures as well. Upper 60s, lower 70s at 10 a.m. and actually have some upper 50s in that extended forecast when you start the day later in the week. So again, no rain in the forecast coming up for your Wednesday, a very pleasant stretch of weather, and we'll talk details on that with your First Alert 10-day forecast coming up in just a little bit.
Matt, thank you. Now to a major decision we've been anticipating. Vice President Kamala Harris has announced Minnesota Governor Tim Walz as her running mate.
Walz has been Minnesota's governor since 2019 and has also served in Congress representing Minnesota. The campaign believes Walz brings a sense of balance to the ticket. He is 60 years old, a two-term governor, former teacher, a military veteran, and an avid hunter.
Now we took to the streets here at home to see how people feel about the VP pick.
I didn't hear who Kamala had picked because it was of no importance to me, because I am a Kamala Harris fan. She's made good decisions all her life, through marriage, her children, even when she was working with Biden.
I think it's hopeful. You know, obviously it's very strategic to kind of pick someone from the Midwest, so hopefully it pans out with Michigan and, you know, the other states around here. I think it's going to be good momentum going forward.
Now the pair kicks off a battleground state tour covering Wisconsin, Michigan, Arizona, and Nevada. Now the next big question that both the VP picks have been picked is, will the two contenders debate one another? Moving over to the Olympics coverage now, Michiana native Sarah Hildebrandt is going for gold tomorrow in women's freestyle wrestling. Amazing. Sarah competed against one of Mongolia's star wrestlers this morning, coming out on top, winning 5-0. That guarantees Hildebrandt brings home a medal. She faces off against India's Vinesh Phogat tomorrow just before 2 p.m. Eastern Time.
Happening today, first responders are bringing the community together with National Night Out. The South Bend Police Department hosting its National Night Out at the police department starting at 5:30 this evening and going until 7:30. There will be plenty of free food, drinks, games, a bounce house, and more. Also, the Elkhart Police Department hosting its National Night Out at Central Green from 5 until 7 p.m. There are obviously other police night out events you can support tonight in Mishawaka. The community can come out to Merrifield Park on Mishawaka Avenue from 5:30 to 7:30 p.m. St. Joseph County Police will be gathering at Clay High School from 5:30 to 7. The department will be going over a new app they're rolling out to keep residents updated on alerts and urgent news. And in Elkhart, head to Central Green to support your local law enforcement. That's happening from 5 to 7 p.m. All of these events are free and open to the public.
Well, the University of Notre Dame stands ready to research proposed ways to most effectively address the opioid crisis.
The university today hosted an Opioid Summit that attracted key players from across the nation. Nearly $50 billion in opioid lawsuit settlement dollars have been awarded.
A real call to action, right? And Notre Dame is in a very unique place because it aligns squarely with its mission to address these dire needs of vulnerable populations. And we have the faculty in place to address these questions. And we look forward to working with frontline providers and policymakers to understand the problems and help direct resources towards the effective programs.
Now, here's a shocking reality. More Americans have died from drug poisoning during the opioid crisis than have died on battlefields in all conflicts from the Revolutionary War through Afghanistan. New details. It's already that time of year. Students are getting ready to head back to class, and the South Bend School Community Corporation is working to answer parents' questions before their first day back. Transportation was not on the agenda for a school board meeting last night, but it ended up being a major topic. Board members addressed concerns over transportation eligibility letters sent out last week, as well as online rumors that new boundary lines are in the works. The deputy superintendent says that's not true.
Boundaries will not change. We just want to make sure that everyone understands at the same time what the boundaries are, because sometimes, word of mouth turns into a different story.
Now, the school corporation says it's determined to get all the boundaries completely routed before the first day of school. If you have any questions, you can reach out to the School Corp hotline. We have that number on our website right now, WNDU.com.
Today, the 28th annual INDOT Luncheon happened in Elkhart, where state officials met with local partners to talk about transportation plans. And of course, safety issues were a key point. After several studies, INDOT addressed one of its goals over the next 10 years, and that's to reduce crashes resulting in severe injuries by 25%. Some projects in the works for INDOT include new additions to US 20.
US 20 is expanding from a 2-lane facility to a 4-lane facility with turn lanes and even buggy lanes to accommodate different modes of transportation, whether that's Amish buggies or bicycles along the roadway, to really improve the flow of traffic through the region and support the industries that have built up over time in the region.
And looking forward, work on US 20 between State Road 15 and County Road 35 expected to be done by October of this year. Meantime, the next phase of the US 20 project will go from County Road 35 to State Road 15, and that phase will start next year and take a few years to finish.
And let's head to some partial road closures in South Bend. Take a look at this. Angela Boulevard will be closed from Michigan Street to Leahy Drive at Notre Dame. Traffic lanes will shift while crews repave the road, so make sure to look out for that. Repaving is expected to be completed by Saturday. And staying in South Bend, a complete road closure is starting today. That's on Prairie Avenue from Webster to Oliver Streets. Now, for trucks, the detour is Olive and Sample Streets. Prairie Avenue is expected to reopen by the end of the day tomorrow.
Already conditions a lot different this evening than what we had this afternoon, this morning, and yesterday. Temperatures starting to fall. We're going to be back down into the 50s. You'll see that in your first alert 10-day forecast. I want to show you the rain chances the next 5 days as well. We go from a 40%, which is what we had today, a few stronger storms, but also heavy downpours, all the way down to 0% Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. So rain chances come down. We can put the umbrella away. The humidity and temperatures will come down as well. And I'm not seeing a big warm up in the extended forecast. So averaging right around 80 to 82 degrees for our highs which is about average for this time of year. For our Tuesday, this is at 8 o'clock. Temperatures in the upper 60s and the lower 70s with that cloud cover hanging on through about 11 o'clock tonight. But when you check in with your first alert weather forecast starting at 11 o'clock, we'll start to clear things out, and then tomorrow morning we're back into some sunshine as well as some cooler temperatures, at least when you compare them to our Monday and Tuesday. Upper 60s, lower 70s by 10 a.m. on Wednesday, and then back into the upper 70s. That's it for your Wednesday afternoon. Now remember, we're up in the upper 80s the last couple of days, so this is going to feel a lot different. The humidity isn't going to come crashing down, but with these temperatures nearly 10 degrees, 5 to 10 degrees cooler than the days before, it is going to feel a little bit more pleasant in and across the area. That's if you like the cooler weather with the lower humidity. This is Wednesday at 7 p.m. No rain or even cloud cover in the forecast most of the day on Wednesday. Upper 70s and the lower 80s by 7 p.m. As the sun starts to set, we keep the skies clear and we start our trend of more of the upper 50s and the lower 60s. Not seeing much in the way of significant weather in your first alert 10-day forecast. So no first alert weather days being issued for our Wednesday or through the weekend, but I do want to first alert you to those upper 50s Wednesday night into Thursday, and then they'll return once again all week long into next week. You see some of these cooler temperatures as well. The second cold front, I mentioned this on Monday, that we're going to first alert you to the possibility of some even cooler temperatures for your Saturday and Sunday. We've adjusted the forecast accordingly with the latest data. 78 on Friday, 76 on Saturday, and then 78 degrees on Sunday. Temperatures in the upper 50s. Guys?
Well, Josh and Lauren will have more news in your first alert weather forecast coming up on 16 News Now at 6.
Melissa and I will be back tonight at 11.